All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to some more DayZ. Let's play. Sometimes you'll find, sometimes you'll find spark plugs in houses as well. Look on the map. It says like it has like a military helmet towards the back of this town, which means sometimes it can be like military loot. Where you see the helmet on the I Survive map, it's usually military loot. I might go back here and just to see what I see. But if I can't, what the fuck? That was from that way. Come back and see what I see. That's the way, and the way I'm going. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna travel alongside the woods or the train tracks and stay off the road. What's that? What was that? Come back here, see what I see, and see if we find a spark plug. I could just use the boat. See if I find a spark plug. That way I can use the boat. All right. Anything? No. Oh, I see. Look at this right here. We have a field vest. 20 more slots, but I'd rather keep the chest holster. It's tempting, but I got a soft spot for the chest holster every time. Tactical shirt. Quilted jacket. Tactical shirt. We could go for more of a tactical look. But I'm going to keep the jacket. The jacket has like the best insulation. High, well, it's both high. Keep the jacket. I might go with the shirt though, because they both get the same slots, and just switch everything over. Smoke grenade. Maybe I might do a K wooden butt stop with no AK though. Oh well. See, common spots where it's just off the roll like this, more likely maybe empty, but you still want to check them just in case. You never really know. Okay. All right, so we'll go with a more tactical, high insulation still. So we'll go with a more tactical look. That's my helmet. I need to find like the putty. If you want to repair your helmet, you need that epoxy putty is what it's called. What the? There it is again. I don't know if that part. See, you can also distinguish whether they're fighting players, or if they're fighting zombies, or they're hunting. I can't really tell. I'm thinking it might be infected, might be hunting, because the reason I say that, okay, there's return fire. That's a different shot than, see, it's a different shot than what we initially heard, right? So that tells me that may be PvP. Do I still want to go that way? I'm gonna look at the map to see if I can go around. Go off the road, right? Can I go around? Could always go around. But I'm gonna go straight down, straight. I can't pinpoint where it's happening, but it is happening back there. Alright, so like I said, I'm gonna travel along this back here. Like it was. It looked like that was a person. The way that sun reflects off that, it made it like arms. I'm gonna travel along this way here. I'm gonna get off the road. I can't tell where that was happening at, but it was from that distance. I do know that direction. I knew it came from that direction. Okay. I can tell that it came from that direction. Ooh, mushroom. Take. Always check out down trees, just like in Arc Raiders, mushroom spawn. All right, another one. Nope, no mushroom spawn. Yes, it is. Duh. Red pine mushroom. All right. That's where you get your mushrooms. Always check, especially right off the road in the forest, coastline, especially on Sakal. Sakal spawn those orange mushrooms. Like I said, I'm off the road. I don't know 'Cause they could be fighting near the coastline. I don't really know. It could be at the town. It could be at the lighthouse. It could be anywhere. That's why I'm off the road here. Can't really tell. See that over there? See those houses? It could have been. It sound like it might have been over there. It might be at the train. He might have been fighting infected at the train. I don't see anybody. I do not have any binoculars either. The one time I wish I had some, because you pass it takes up, binoculars take up like 9 slots. But I've seen a couple YouTube videos where they say you should always have a pair on you. This is one of those moments. I heard gunfire coming from this direction, and I cannot see in the distance. Right? I can't see what's going on. Oh, look at all that undead. I think he might have been. Like, I see him. I see him. You see him? I'm going to run up here. I'm not sure what he's using. I have a shotgun, which I cannot. I don't know if he saw me or not. And he was running this way. He might be friendly, he might not be. I don't really care. See, my stance is different with this game. Like, if I was close enough, I would have took him out. Right? So, I know it's pretty much frowned upon, damn near. Although it seemed like PvP is starting to come around, because the PvP PvE game, Arc Raiders, the vibe is different. On here, it's like, PvP and ratting isn't really frowned upon, but ratting isn't really a thing on here. It's mainly just PvP. I think that was him. But it seemed like I heard two different gunshots, but he could have just used 2 different guns. Took out that whole train. So he was just fighting undead. So maybe he was friendly. I don't know. Because he was running this way. I'm not sure if I don't see him anymore. All right, I'm going to head down this mountain. All right, I'm head down this mountain. Another mushroom. I'm gonna head down this freaking mountain. I don't think I have any more of these. Head down this freaking mountain. Let's see. Because he was headed this way, and I don't know if he saw me or not. All that undead lying on the ground. What the heck? Alright. I think we're good. I don't want to aggro that zombie, because if he's still in the area, that's a dead giveaway. The zombie aggroes. He'll turn right around. The zombie aggroes. That's telling him that you're over here. Vice versa. That's another reason why I don't really want to waste time killing the undead, because you can use them as your own alarm system. If a zombie aggroes right now, that's telling me that either it's an animal, because they chase like the pigs and stuff in this game, and or a player. And 80%, 90% of the time, it's a player, not another animal or NPC, right? So that's going to tell me that somebody's over here. Okay, well, he ran that way, so we're good. And I don't really like mixing up with players unless I absolutely have to, because it creates a lot of noise. And that means all zombies in this area are going to rush that gunfight. So you need to take the player out. And before you can loot, you got to kill like 4 or 5 zombies. waste any more ammo. But that's, sometimes it's entertainment. That's the fun part of the game. I prefer PvE, but like I said, when push comes to shove, see this right here. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. I'm ready. But if I can avoid it, I will. And I was able to avoid it. Didn't really want to mix it up with that dude. All right, so he just kept running back that way. And I was at the distance-wise, I was at a disadvantage. See what I mean? You have to be able to read the situation, know the advantages and disadvantages. I was at disadvantage. I would have to work my way towards him. And by then, he could probably just pick me off. You know what I mean? There was no really, other than I ran up the hill in the trees. I don't know if he saw me or not. I feel like if he would have saw me and he was PvP, he would have chased me. He would have been firing at me. He would have fired one. I don't think he saw me. And it sounded like he had a high-powered gun, too. And there's a runner over there. He's not aggro, but runners, the ones that's in the tracksuits and everything, they run around even though they're not aggro. See, look at this. See, he did all this. Look at that. Look at this. I mean, bam, 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 bam. Did not care he made a bunch of noise. I think he was trying to loot the trains and aggro the zombies. So he was just taking out the zombies. He might have been friendly. I don't see any down players. Do I have any matches? I don't think I do. Boom. I don't have any matches to start. Any fires. Anyway. Alright, so I think we're good. He was on the other side. He ran back the other way. Keep creeping. That way we don't aggro. Jeans. I didn't know things spawn on these things here. Keep the cargo pants. Jeans are a good option too. When you spawn in, you also want to look for warmth. Arguably, you might want to do that before you find food. You're going to spawn in with a piece of food anyway. But arguably, you may want to find warmth, warm clothing. This place has already been looted. I want to find warm clothing and jackets, like a bomber jacket, something with like medium high insulation if you can. Anything will do when you first spawn in because, again, beggars can't be choosers, and we're all beggars, pretty much. And I mean for a good portion of the game. So you kind of want to... All right, I think we're good. You kind of want to get what you can when you can get it. I mean, he killed the whole side. Look at this. He killed the whole side. All right. He went the other way. We're going to keep going. All right, run faster. I don't know what I did that for. All right, now, hitting the wrong button. Used to one game, used to another game. You play so much of one game, so you got muscle memory, and when that changes, it can kind of jumble you up. Jumble up your mind, jumble up everything. It's like, yeah. So we're good. We're good for now. So we'll just keep on running. Like I like to run full speed. Full speed ahead. But after you find some warm clothing, right? Hopefully it isn't raining. I would say wait for the rain to pass, but that could be, if the storm gets worse, who knows how long it's going to be. So you're going to have to just chance it and travel in the rain. But you want to make a fire. Get yourself, see right now I don't have any plus, but I have on good clothing, high insulation clothing. All right, so it matters. But you want to get yourself plus. Those pluses by the thermometer, that's called the heat buff. All right, lasts for about, 10 to 20 minutes, I think. I don't know, because they change things all the time. The minor and major updates, things change. So it could be, oh, yeah, for the last like several years, the heat buff lasts for 10 minutes, but now we moved it to 20, or now we dropped it to 5 to make the game more advanced. You understand? Things change. So I, from my recollection, um, it's 10 minutes, and you can get up to 4, I think, 3 or 4, depending on the clothing you have on. I think mine's can only go up to like 2 or 3. Depends on the clothing you have on, but you can. I think the pluses go all the way up to like 3 or 4. I think at the tops. Been a while since I played, but you want the heat buff to keep you warm while you search and find other clothing. All right, so then you want to forage for food. All right, so right now I'm good. But when you spawn in, you're gonna have I think you spawn with a steak knife. That's gonna break. You need to find a fresh knife, preferably a bladed weapon. I feel like those are the most versatile versus the blunt ones, like a sledgehammer. The sledgehammer is good, don't get me wrong, and knock a player out PvP, but you want something bladed where you can, shave off bark, cut branches and twigs to make a fire. That's the next thing you want to make a fire. So that's how you get the heat buff, all right? So to me, bladed's like the best. It's just my preference. So I have both. I have a shovel and a combat knife. Shovel, like I showed in the last video, a shovel is basically for planting food. All right, you want to plant your food. And fill up the garden so it'll grow. Right, plant your food because then you will be able to. You will never go hungry. It's unlimited. That's infinite food right there. If you're not, you don't have plant-based character like me, you can also fish. All right, craft a fishing rod. Again, you need a knife or bladed weapon. Grab a long stick, combine it with a rope, or cut up. Use the knife, cut up the rags to craft rope, and after you craft that rope, combine it with the fishing rod. You combine it with the long stick to make a fishing rod. All right. You can then also take a short stick, combine it with the knife to make a fishing hook. Dig up a worm with that same knife, put a worm on the hook. You now have a powerful resource tool to feed yourself. It's infinite. Just go right over to the water and fish. And you may not always get what you want. You may fish out boots or a pot or something, which is also good. That pot can hold like 12 slots. Right? That's a lot of food. Do a massive boil. That's what I do. Boil everything. Cook everything at once. All right? And boom, you can now feed yourself for the entirety of your game. You have to, of course, you eventually have to get new fish hooks and everything. But that, you have to keep things up and repaired. That comes with the territory. We all know that, maintenance. But the point of the matter is, it's best to hunt and forage and grow your own food versus relying on PvP or random buildings to feed you. That's not sustainable. It may work when you first spawn in because you don't really have anything, just to get yourself set, right? Just to get yourself set. But other than that, oh no. Forage. Hunt and forage for your own food. All right, what's in? Did I go in here? No, I didn't. Or did I? Raincoat. Nah, we'll hit to the next house. Sometimes you want to hit these streets. Let's see the pear tree. Took the words right out of my mouth. I was gonna say sometimes these trees spawn fruit, but you just saw that. Maybe you get a shovel out of here, maybe not. He's dead. What do you have? Ooh. Pepsi. I need a sewing kit. You ain't had nothing else I want. See what I mean? You hear him? Yes. Oh, we got slugs. I couldn't remember if I had slugs. Sometimes you'd see like the shell on the outside. Tell you which one you got in there, but they fixed that. I couldn't tell if it was a glitch or that was on purpose. And I can't remember if I had slugs or if I had buckshot. That's why I ran up just in case I had buckshot. He stood in the middle. I don't know what he was. Just stood out there. That's a no-no. That's a no-no. He came out aiming. He did the right thing coming out aiming. Sit yourself down. Did the right thing. He came out aiming. Just in case I was standing out or running up. But, nope. Dirty rags, Pachka. He's got a Pepsi. Don't mind if I do. I am parched. Thanks. Say I just ran up. I wouldn't do that in Arc Raiders. But I'm not taking a chance here. Yeah, dude, I'm friendly. Oh, you are? He turned right to me. Look what I have on. Look, I look like and he would have took my loot. DayZ is different. I'm telling you, it's not like Arc Raiders. Now, you can take a chance and be like, are you friendly? Yeah, I'm friendly. See if they do anything. But they are more inclined to say, yeah, I'm friendly. Wait for you to drop your guard and blow the back of your brains out. Because that's happened to me a few times on this game. So I'm tired of it. I'd rather not take the chance. Even on Arc Raiders, you friendly? Yeah, I'm friendly. Okay, good luck. Bam. I'm not traveling with you. Can you want to team up? No. And if you follow me, like I like using those pulse mines. Those not only the ones that there's always in games with the worst items. And I'm gonna start trying to work that hairpin into a loadout as well. But you saw that came out the house. I didn't even hear her in there. I was going to go over there too. Let me take this back out just in case. I was going to go in there and she came out the door. Now, see, you got to be on guard. Like I went behind cover just to see. Let's see if he make any other movements. He like stopped. When they do that, he probably was in his inventory, rearranging or whatnot. And he was probably doing this. And he didn't hear this. Because, see, you hear this. I had ran up. He had to have heard it. Dude came out like this. Boom. Yeah, that's the right idea. But, unfortunately, wide up, I ran up to him, aimed, and pulled the trigger. He was in his inventory. That was too much time. And see, you can't. I'm hitting R2 now. You hear that? You can't hip fire in this game. Like you can on, at least, even in Arc Raiders, you can hip fire. You have to hard aim. Even up close. Problem is, up close. See this? Oh, it's not going to do it. But you basically, you kind of, let's see if I can. The tree is not doing it. See, we went right through it. I'm trying to show, like you can't, being up close isn't going to work. See this? You do this crap. And one time, I got into a fight on here. He got up close, and I couldn't fire like this. And he was wailing on me. Bro, that's somebody you know is a DayZ veteran. Because people panic and want to stay. The first thing is, even me, you stay away from the gun. Try to put distance in between yourself. Thing is, I can't put distance with a shotgun. I need to be up medium close range. Now with slugs, like he can be that far and I can still nail him right here. But that far is pushing it. Might pepper him. That's pushing it that far. I don't know. But I know, like, this distance here, I'm good. But, you know, you get into it. Like, if I see him on the road and he starts shooting, I can't just stand here and not do anything. You fire regardless. All right, so 7 rounds, 6 rounds, 1 in this chamber, 7 altogether. But that's something. I'm not bragging on that kill back there because, like, he stopped probably to go through his inventory, and see how it's see through. So he had to have seen me run up, and he had to have heard me. And he probably was like, "Oh, fudge it," or when he closed the inventory, it was too late. And I dropped him in 1 hit. That's that shotgun. But at the same time, he didn't have, like, I got the helmet on. If he had the helmet on, it would just knocked him out, and I would have to finish him off. So having, like, some type of helmet, especially a good one like this one, ballistic, army, even the skate helmet, like, it's good for protecting you from headshots, and basically instead of you dying, you just get knocked out. Now, this town, if I'm not mistaken, has a police station. If I'm not mistaken, it does. And I think I'm gonna work my way over to it. I'm gonna hit the forest without work my way over to it without aggroing any zombies. Because if I aggro, and because typically people turn the bases into turn the police stations into bases. If I aggro a zombie and they're in there, they're gonna know. So, so he heard it. Come on. Oh, darn it. Where is he? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Shoot. All right. I didn't see where he went. But like I was saying, remember, they're an alarm system. So if he aggroes, they're going to know I'm out here. All right. So check that out. All right. So there's a zombie or an infected, excuse me, there. There's a difference to me. But they're not all the same. There's a difference between the infected. Zombies are like Resident Evil 2 style, like walking around, strength in numbers. If they gang up on you, you're finished. But infected is like, if you ever seen the movie 28 Days Later, that's infected. Raging, running at you at full speed, freaking tackle you like linebackers, pull you to the ground. You know, burst down the door, make a lot of loud noises, strength. When a regular zombie isn't gonna do that, it's just gonna, like Walking Dead, just go mindlessly move, but will come out of nowhere and surprise attack people, bite people on the wrist, neck, ankles, and then you're infected. Like under shelves, under cars, things where you have to check under cars. So people don't do it; just walk around, then they get bit in the ankles on these TV shows. Stuff like that. All right. So he's down. Shoot, I'm trying to do this without aggroing the he might get aggroed. I don't think there's anybody in the police station. I'm trying to do this without aggroing him. So if you go farther enough down, and that's the back door too. All right, I think we're good. Just trying to do this without aggroing him. Of course, there's going to be one back here. Of course it is. Always is, isn't it? Work my way around. I'm trying to take him down because he ain't doing it when I aggro him once I hit the door. Alright, we're good. Alright, we're good. That's perfect. And leave him right there, so if he aggroes, that means someone's coming. Alright, so we got handcuffs. Basically, those are good for if you knock somebody out. If I had rubber rounds or knocking people, I would use that just to kind of, as a precaution. But that's okay. I'd rather just nah, you're done if I see you. So I mean, she's close enough. I saw her. She was finished. Came out the bad boy. She had the right idea. It is what it is. She had the right idea. Like, I'm not knocking that. I'm sitting there. I had the wrong idea. I didn't have nothing out coming in here. Coming in like this, that's the right idea. Clearing rooms. You came out aiming. Thing is, I saw you do it. It caught me off guard. Rack 37. What the What is a rack 37, bro? 380 rounds. See, they must have added some. I haven't played DayZ in forever. I almost. It's going on like 8-9 months. I done missed updates. A rack 37. That's the M lock. I know what that is. What is a rack 37? I know there's an SMG wants to call. Rack 37. Let me see. Sometimes things are spawn up here. Sometimes a shotgun, sometimes ammo. 380 rounds. A rack 37, bro. I don't know what that is. From the looks of that magazine, it looks like it's a pistol. See, now we got to get back out of here. Now we could go out the front. Or we could go back out the side door, but I feel like if I go back out the side door, I could go back out. Let's see. He's over there. Tell you what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go out the front. Take my chance. Let's look out this window. We can take our chance, go out the front and break right. Use this door to kind of hide us. There's an apple on the ground. It's an apple tree. But like I said, I'm good on food. So look at that. See what I mean? Making it a base. There's a freaking rooster too. He heard me. Going to the place of the last known sound. The aggros, I'm gonna lock him in here. Nobody over here with me. Boom. Problem solved. Let's see if that. I'm curious on what that is. Maybe we'll find one later on down the road. Rack 37. I'm curious. Anything in here? No. Tempted to go back and get that boat if I find a glass bottle. Glass bottle. Alright. Thing is, we get into a firefight. That bad boy might break. So ish get ruined. Alright, we can break across. Shh. Oh, that's right. There's a. Sit down. Come on down to The Price is Right. Claim your prize. See? Combat knife is where it's at. It's getting a bit worn, so I don't want to overdo it. Tourist map. See, that's the map, but see, I'm using the I Survive map. But places like this usually have like a hunting knife, which is probably like the second best. Combat and a hunting knife are probably the two best knives. And then they'll have like the map here to tell you right where you are, the red dot. So we're going to head, next episode, we're going to head to here, hunker down, stop. And then I'm going to head to about Kameka and then cut up. Cut up. Kameka, and we're going to go all the way. See that where that circle this is right here? That's where we're headed. That's the end of my loot route. Then I turn back around. All right, come back down, and then head back up, doing the same thing, looting all again. All right, that's where we're headed. That's my whole route. Each and every season. All right, and then I usually hit Military Island on Sakal whenever we play on that. I think I'm gonna switch boots. No, I'm not. I like these assault boots. What are we looking at? They're damaged. We still got we still got wear on them, so we can get some out of them. I'm gonna break cross here. Spin that camera around. We're good. Man, I hate that. I finally found a boat, and them rubber boats. All you need is a spark plug. It's not like a car where you need the radiator, the spark plug, make sure the engine's working, tires. All you need is a spark plug to get it working. That's it. And we're good to go. All right, so we're gonna, a lockpick. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. I lock them doors. That'll keep you safe. But a little snacky snack. We've been traveling for a little bit. Let me take this out just in case Lurky Lou decides he wants to come in here. I have the advantage with a shotgun. This way, boom. He's finished. All right. I want to be in front of the window. Sit crossed. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. My name is Raven from the Sky. If you enjoyed the episode, drop a like and subscribe to the channel and the series grow. Be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload, all right? Take care, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching. Peace out.